What's the matter?
Huh?
Are you writing that down?
Uh-huh.
That has nothing to do with grandma, you know.
That's okay. It's interesting now.
Yeah.
They were police, you know, Nazis. They were not really German. They were Belgian guys,
Oh, yeah.
but worked for the Germans, for the Nazis, you know.
Mhm.
Because the occupation were Germans, but they didn't bother. They didn't bother at first. And it's the people that worked for the Germans that were Belgians. You know, like we used to call them the Black Brigade, you know. So, is that what you're gonna do? All right.
Is that okay?
Sure,
Can I write it
I'll
down?
tell you.
So they were called the Black Brigade?
They were called they were really Belgians, but working for the Nazis, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We called them the Black Brigade. Their clothes was black like yours, and wearing a belt like with the Nazis. You know,
Mhm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They were there. You could notice them. You noticed them good.
So that's who took you
Hmm?
when you came out of church? Those guys?
No, they were that. When I came out of church,
Mm-hmm.
they were real Germans with the plate, you know.
Oh,
Oh, you're confusing me. You're reading different things.
yeah. I'll just listen. I won't ask. Emily has to ask. She's interviewing you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna write from one to the other, I am getting confused myself, you know.
Yeah.
Of course I know it, but I start, you keep going down now. Let's start with grammar.
Okay.
Okay.
I lived in this little village, you know, you can see there, but grandma used to work in the city because she was in an office, you know, and her father pulled her out of there because the Germans started bombing, you know, so she started up, there we go, that's a good boy. She started working in a factory in Holland, and I saw her almost, because I didn't work, I didn't see her almost, I saw her almost every day. And I whistled at her, but she wouldn't know me. I never could get in touch with, in the dance halls, the other was with another guy, you know.
And you always follow
But
her.
I knew she was friend.
I'm gonna hand that Yucky.
Hey,
Gotta listen. Come here.
sit down, boy, and shut up.
Got the
So,
glasses.
I knew she was friendly with Van Geus. Can you write that? Herman Van Geus' sister.
Uh-huh.
Herman, Vangius. Okay,
Uh-huh.
all right. I knew she was friendly with his sister.
Oh.
So I told her mom, I says, you know, if there's even a chance that Suzanne is coming over to your place, let me know. So I used to go bow and arrow shooting, you know, even if I was not supposed to be on the street or outside, but I went anyway. And here one afternoon, on a Saturday, he comes and he says, hey, you want to know something? Suzanne is in the dance hall and there's nobody with her. Well, yeah, you do me no good, right? I can talk to her.
You can keep going. I got it.
Why don't you read it?
Go ahead.
Them is long stories, you know. If you start telling your half part of your life, I can wait for your mother.
Okay.
Because it seems like she wants to do it, so let her do it.
Then you have to stop talking.
You have to be quiet, man. I'm giving my life story here. All right, where are we?
You went to the dance hall. They said you were bow and arrow shooting.
Oh yeah, well, Armand is his name, right?
Uh-huh.
Armand told me Suzanne was in the dance hall, but nobody with her.
Oh.
So I took my material I was shooting with, you know, I put it in the corner, took my bicycle, went over there,
I'll pay him.
and I paid to get in the insurance. You got to pay 5 francs at the time. You don't have to write that down, but anyway. So, as soon as I, you know, I'm big, you know, I was tall, you know, very skinny but tall. And my God, I saw her standing there. I said, well,
You pay him.
when I says, well, I says, I know your name. I said, do you want to dance with me? She gave me this funny look, you know. She looked at me. I was very tall, much bigger than her.
Yeah, you remember Grandma how
Oh
tall
yeah,
Grandma was?
she was only 5'1", I think. I'm very skinny at that time. Well, I says, well, she says, well, let's go. So I think we danced from 7 that evening till she had to go home at 10
Let's
o'clock.
fry him.
Oh, wow.
So I took her home with the bicycle. We were walking. It was not too far. We was walking, and then I found out where she lived.
He was far. He
And
was far.
I gave her, kissed her goodbye for 10 minutes maybe. And then I promised her, this was on a Saturday, you know. I says, well, Suzanne, now that you want to go with me, I see you tomorrow. We meet in the show, you know, in the cinema, in the show. So, yeah, well, of course, during the night, I got chased and they caught me and they put me in jail overnight, you know, over Saturday night, between Saturday and Sunday. So she went to the show, but I didn't show up, right?
Oh, no.
It was bad, very bad. She came home and she was very disgusted. She already told her mother and father, I'm not going to go with that guy. So anyway, my sister came to visit me in the jail. And the first thing I said, you know what? Can you go over some days? I told her the address. I said, and tell Suzanne that I'm in jail. Right? What could I do?
Yeah.
So she was of course shocked, and I think I was there 19 days, and then I went, they let me go, because this was actually in Holland. I was done by the police, not the Germans. I was done through the police, you know. So anyway, we started, I went to the house and I told her, I said, well, here I am. Well, so, my God, here comes the story from going to church. You see, that you are ahead of me. Here comes the story from going to church, and I got arrested by these Germans they was wearing these plates, real Germans, okay? And there they sent me to Germany. I was there about, maybe 8 or 9 months. I got a permit to come and visit back to Belgium. Are you there? So when I had the promise that I was going to come back, I was home to get married, you know, that's what I told them. And they let me go with a permit for 10 days. I got an Ausweis, they call it Ausweis, like a passport for 10 days. But I never went back. So from then on, I became a undercover person. You know, I was in the underground, and they chased me from one place to the other. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, and at the same time, I visited one time, certain times during the night, you know, and we got along fine. So of all the stupid things, we decided to get married. Imagine. Me, I couldn't even come in the daytime outside. Right? So anyway, well, the only way I could get whatever I wanted was to get married. So we got married. But to get married in Belgium has to be done in the city hall first. And then the next day in the church, you know, when you're Catholic.
Yeah.
So we were going to get married at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. I don't know the date exactly no more. So I took the bicycle and my mother and father went with me on the bicycle, and we went to the city hall to get married. But here waar die gestopt, guy standing on the steps. So instead of getting married, I turned around and so let's go. So the man that was going to do the marriage was a friend of my folks, or her folks. So they came at the house and married me in the evening for the law at 9 o'clock in the evening. So the next day they had made arrangements to bring me with the horse riding thing, you know, with the horses
carriage.
and the coach, and they picked me up. Here, they're calling me to go bingo. I'll call it.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah, I know it's bingo, but I have company. And I'm telling my life story, so I shouldn't come for bingo. I was ready, but they just came, so okay. The next time, thanks for calling. All right? Anyway, there we go. Niks zo dat het So, what was that?
You were just were going to the carriage the next day.
Oh, the carriage, yeah. They brought me from Trompe. I lived in that city, little city there, and through through the farms, you know. They brought me to the church, you know, which was in the village. So over there, they did all right. See, we got married, right? So after the marriage, they had some kind of party someplace with my mother-in-law then. So comes the evening, right? The first evening after we was married, well, her mother and father said she couldn't go with me yet. Oh no. So I said, what again, we're married, but she can't go with me? So anyway, made arrangements to come to pick her up the next day, you know. And we had made arrangements to live. We had no place to go, so, and I was in the underground, I could not just go any place.
Yeah.
So we had made arrangements in a friend's house, but they only had a little house with 7 or 8 steps that goes to the second floor, and they were the ones that slept on. There was only room on the second floor for one bed. So these people slept downstairs, and Susanna and I, we came there in the evening, the day after we were married. We came there in the evening, and I says, well, what we gonna do? Well, you know, so it's usual that the man picks up the woman and brings her up, you know, puts her in bed, but she couldn't get on the steps. So we went on the steps, and I gave her a hand and pulled her up one by one, you know, because that was really, it was not so easy.
Yeah.
They were only small and old and very dangerous. So we went upstairs, and here she was standing by the bed, right? I says, well, aren't you going to take your clothes off? Aren't you going to come to bed? No, she didn't say much. I says, wow. Right now, I said, you don't have to worry no more, but we're going to have to go get together, right? So she took her clothes off and we went to bed, and whatever happened, right? We were Catholic, and she agreed it was all right, so we kept on going. And we probably made love all night, I don't know. That's long years ago, you know what I mean, Harry? Right, Eddie? Okay.
It was your first night.
The first night, so the first night, I don't know what really, she was tired, and of course I'm stupid. I didn't know nothing about love, and she didn't know nothing about love, and we didn't use nothing, and she was hurt, you know, so she could hardly walk. I said, what the hell? And I had to go. For breakfast, we got up, and we had to go through this lawn to this little piece of wood and go over some water, you know, some little thing. How do you call that?
Like a creek or
like
a river?
A little stream, you know.
Yeah.
But it had a pine clay on it. that you could walk over from one yard to the other, so they couldn't see me from the street. So, well, I go over that thing, and I give her a hand to help her over there, but she was sick, and she stepped next to it, right in the water, of course. So I grabbed her, and we went for breakfast. So, from then on, we you know, I had to go. She went back to work, and I found out later when I only visited them maybe sometimes every 3 weeks or 6 weeks or 5 weeks, I don't know. She had found an old house to live in, and that's where I visited her. So, but you know, it's a funny thing that I forgot this.
That's yours. Get yours. Get the one you had.
You mark this in between now. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Ben, get the one
Oh,
you
you
had.
marked
Don't
it in
open another
between.
one.
Yep.
Take it separate.
Get the one you opened already.
Come
Give
on,
me
let's
that.
get a different one.
Now here is when they made us to get ready, you know, to go give us some stuff, to dishes and chairs, and I said, I used to bring that on the bicycle to where I lived, in my mother and father's barn. You got it? One time on the way with the dishes and the spoons and all the stuff, pots and pans, here comes 2 of these guys with black suits, and the minute I saw them, I dropped everything, even my I was always wearing wooden shoes, you know, even my wooden shoes, and I took off, and one of them shot me in my neck. You can still see it. He shot me in my neck, but the bullet didn't go in there. It slipped through, and I kept on running, so they never found me. And then comes the married thing, you know. I never saw a doctor with it. I had a lot of trouble with it, but I never went to the doctor with it. But then that comes in between there.
Okay.
That's when we were ready to get married, up and down, going up and down, we bringing something to live with, you know. All right. So, now are we almost on the end? I'm getting tired.